Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Tis the season. Holidays are upon us. People travel a lot and people are carrying their luxury goods with them on their journeys. Their luxury bags, luxury coats, other accessories. And people are worried. Do you have to pay customs when you travel abroad to foreign countries? Like, how does it work? And I've been asked by somebody on my channel. It's Mijo Bell wrote a public comment on my YouTube channel underneath the video. Influencers' bags seized at customs. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior, luxury travelers beware. The comment reads, "Hi, is this applicable for Canadian citizens? What about a visitor who will come to Canada and stay for 3 weeks? Can I bring my Louis Vuitton bag with me? Do I need to pay taxes for that?" This is a really good question. Honestly, you guys, and I know some people are going to think, oh, duh, like, what a stupid question. This is not a stupid question. It's a really intelligent question because there is stuff you got to take very, very much attention and care for, not just for Canada, any country in the world. And we're going to get to it in all details right after this. First, subscribe to my channel, push the join button next to the subscription button, become a member today, gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, Super Dacob, all spelled together there as well for extra perks. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week. Come join the fun. Thumb up this video, subscribe, and let's get to it. Hi, chat. So listen, let's say you want to travel with your little Louis Vuitton pochette accessoires, or you have your little toiletry pouch 15, or your Hermes crop. I mean, yeah, sure. Or, your Chanel bag. I have here, like, for example, let's wrap here my Chanel clutch. You have it, all sorts of luxury goods. I've always protected. Here you go. Let's show this little baby. It's been a while. How have you been, sweetie darling? Ah, look at this little beauty. Let's take you out for a little bit of air. So you want to take your little Chanel Timeless Classic clutch with you, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, so let's say you live in America, in the US of A, baby, and you want to take this gorgeous little clutch together with your Louis Vuitton pochette accessoires to Australia. You're going to Australia for the holiday season, and you're going to also stay there for New Year's Eve. Now, these two bags, let's say you purchased them. This one you bought in the US of A in a Chanel boutique. You have your customer name there. You're registered at Chanel. When you purchased this bag, you got a receipt with your name on it, the address. You know how it goes. Same with Louis. You bought this in the US in a Louis Vuitton shop. You have a customer profile there. Your name is on the bill and the date of purchase. You book your tickets for Japan, and let's say you're flying in December. You bought these in September, 2 months prior to flying. This is my advice to you. The problem is not really entering Japan and having to pay customs while entering Japan. Your biggest problem is going to be returning back home to the US of A, baby. Same applies if you're going to go to Europe or where else. If you live in Europe and you're traveling to America with your own luxury goods, and then after staying 2-3 weeks in America, you're flying back to Europe, to any European country with your own stuff that you originally bought in Europe, you're also going to have this issue that the customs, upon the return to your own home, they might say, "Can you please open your suitcase?" And then they see this and they see this and they're like, uh-huh. So let's go back to our initial scenario. You're from the US, you bought these in the US, you went on holiday in Japan, and then you're coming back to the US, and the customs ask you to open your suitcase, and they see these two bags and they're like, "Did you buy these in Japan?" And you say, No, I bought these in the US before I left for Japan, and I'm just returning with my own goods back home. They're going to say, "Really? Can you prove it?" And here is where my tips come in. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, of course, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. And I have to also say that I am no lawyer, nor am I some financial person or tax advisor. I'm none of those. I'm just a hoe living a weird fashion life, whatever. So trying to help, I'm going to speak out of personal experience. So I'm not giving you legal advice in this video, okay? Just to be very clear. But, you can still thumb up the video, Anyway, so here's what I would do. Very important. And I've been asked this in the past by customs when I was returning back to my own country. They're like, oh, so you're claiming that this bag, you had it before you left the country and now you're coming back to the country after you've been in Japan and you didn't buy this in Japan? I'm like, yeah, and I can prove it to you. I would recommend what you have to do with this bag before you leave America. Take photos of you with the bag, as dumb as it sounds. So you lift your smartphone, your tablet, whatever, selfie, me with my bag, and you have the metadata. Yes, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, the metadata. The metadata on the photo proves that we've taken the photo prior to leaving the country, our home. Email yourself that photo in case your phone gets stolen on your trip to Japan, in case your tablet gets stolen on your trip to Japan. Email yourself the photo of you with your own bag with the date prior to leaving your home country. Next thing I would do, there's apps that you can download on your device as scanner, like they scan documents, they scan flat papers and they turn them into PDFs or PNGs or JPEGs, or just take a freaking photo of the bill, the proof of purchase of this product, so that you can also prove that you bought it. In this case, our example is in America, that you bought it in America before you left America. Email yourself that as well. That bill should have your name on it, because otherwise you could just use any bill from anybody else. You know what I mean? And this is why sometimes you buy stuff pre-loved, and that bill from the reseller might not have your name on it. This is why it's also really important to be able to prove for customs upon your return back home that you actually had this bag before you left home to begin with. What also really helps is if you have Instagram. And I know it's terrible to show off your wealth on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. But here you go. There's one instance where Instagram actually comes in handy. You posting yourself with the bag or whatever, or photographing the bag on your Instagram profile that also has a date, right? And then when customs asks you upon your return back home, like, did you buy this bag in Japan? You say no. And I have proof. Look, here's an Instagram post that I made on my Instagram profile with this bag 2 weeks before I left for Japan. I had this bag before I left for Japan. I did not buy this bag in Japan. I paid taxes for this bag in America because I bought it in America. It really, really helps out a lot, right? To have this form of proof when you're traveling abroad and you're coming back home. And they ask you for shit like this. Also really important, and this is also why I stress a lot. I know buying pre-loved can facilitate saving some money, because some pre-loved items might cost less than buying it new in boutique. But here's the twist. You see, in some countries, in some European countries in particular, Italy, for example, it is illegal to carry counterfeit goods. So customs officers, when you land at an airport and you're kind of walking with your little clutch, excuse me, sir, or Mrs., mademoiselle, the bag you have, can you please prove to us that it's authentic? Yeah. They can stop you at the border and at the airport, and they can question you about the authenticity of your luxury good. It is illegal to carry counterfeits. So, It's always good to have, if not the original, be careful about carrying original receipts with you, because if they get stolen on your trip, then you don't have the original receipt. At least a photo of it, because you can always show the photo of the receipt, and then if they want more proof, you know, they still got to let you go because you have at least a photo, and then they can tell you got to send us more proof later, blah, 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 whatever. But have that receipt with your name on it. And this is why buying this stuff in the boutique directly is important, because it's your profile as a customer. Your name is on that profile. Your name is on your passport as well, right? And if you're at customs, you're showing the customs officer, here's my passport. This is the photo of me on my passport. It's my name. And my name is also on the invoice, on the bill, on the receipt that I got from Chanel when I bought this bag in the US, if you bought it in the US. Coincidentally, also not connected to the customs situation, but I would still highly recommend photographing all your belongings for the sake of insurance from theft or loss. It's good to have photos. The more proof you have, you know, this is maybe a topic for another video, obviously, but let me know in the comment section down below if you want to have a video also about, you know, insuring luxury items and how that works. But here's just a little tidbit. Always photograph your items. Always have them visually. This is also really great for a content creator like me on YouTube. This is great because this video alone that I'm filming now proves that this bag is mine. So, you know what I mean? And I also did the unboxing of this bag when I bought it directly from Chanel, and I've done my wear and tear video on this bag. This bag has been featured in a lot of my videos. So I have a lot of proof that this bag is mine. And if this bag, heaven forbid, were, you know, I don't even want to say it out loud, but if it's gone one day, I can go to my insurance and be like, well, this bag is gone, this and this and this bag. They're like, how do we know it's your bag? I'm like, honey boo boo cha, go check out my 2000 videos on my channel. You know what I mean? Of course, I would send them the link, but you can also have it on your Instagram. You could have the photos of your receipts saved, sent to yourself, to your own email account. A lot of things that you should do for customs, for the sake of customs, but also for insurance purposes. So like I said, send yourself the email with the photo or the scanned copy of your receipt to prove the date of purchase and place of purchase when you're traveling. Photo on social media, if you're the type, if your profile, if your Instagram profile, Facebook is fine too. Send yourself a DM. DM yourself the photo. It's also going to have the date when the DM was sent, so that you can show the customs officer, look, I actually had this bag before I left America. Now I'm coming back to America after I was in Japan. You're claiming that I bought this bag in Japan and that I should now pay import taxes, import duties while I'm coming back home to America. No, I bought this bag in America, so I already paid all the taxes for this bag when I purchased it in America, and I have the proof that I bought it in America. Very, very important. So to answer to the lady's question on my channel, like, she's traveling to Canada. She's going to be in Canada for several weeks. She's taking her Louis Vuitton bag with her, and she's worried that Canada is going to want to charge her import taxes. And I'm telling you, Canada might ask you. First of all, Canada sees your passport. If your passport is not Canadian, they're not going to be so strict with you like they would be with Canadians, right? It's always when you're coming back to your own country that the customs are more strict. Because it's not like they have this huge authority over you being a foreign citizen. So as a foreign citizen, you're entering a country like Canada with your Louis bag. Yes, the customs officer can ask you, do you have the intention of leaving this bag in Canada? You say, of course not. This is my personal belonging. It's my bag. I'm traveling with it. I'm not going to leave it in Canada unless you don't want to steal it in Canada. But that's not my intention. That's on you then. Oh, I would play. Anyway, I do not recommend you to play with any officers. You know, they do not have any sense of humor usually. But anyway, you know what I mean? So you tell that officer, no, this is my personal belonging. I'm going to come to travel here and now I'm going to leave with the bag. And then they're going to usually be like, okay, fine. What are they going to do? They can't prove your intent of selling it unless you don't enter Canada with 50 Louis Vuitton bags. That's a different issue, because then they might have suspicion that you're some form of merchant. You know what I mean? Don't overdo it. There's limits to how much you can carry with you in general when it comes to luxury products, when it comes to milliliters or liters of perfume, the concentration, or the eau de parfum, eau de toilette, the luxury goods, luxury leathers. So don't overdo it. You know, don't go to Canada to stay there for 3 weeks carrying 20 Louis Vuitton bags with you. That's going to become a little bit harder for you to prove your intent of not leaving anything there. But the lady in the comment wrote me, I have 1 Louis Vuitton bag I'm taking with me to Canada. You're going to be fine. But just be careful when you're coming back to your own home country. That's where the customs can get you. Because they don't have to believe you that you had the bag already when you were in America originally, the country of your departure. That's why protect yourself. Have that invoice, bill, proof of purchase receipt, email it to yourself, have it on your phone as a photo, and also photograph yourself with your bag with a date stamp prior to leaving your country of residence to go on a trip. And the older the photo, the better, because you can also claim, like, I had this bag already for 3 years, girl. You know, what gives, you know? There you go. So I hope you've enjoyed these tips, you guys. If you have, please do thumb up the live stream. Thumb up this video. And Smurfette in the chat says, never thought of doing that. Great tips. Thank you. I'm so glad I could be of help. Hi, Terry. Teresa McGuire made it to the chat. Terry says, I was just about to say, carry your receipt. I would be cautious carrying your original receipt with you on your journey, because if you get mugged, heaven forbid, it's not going to happen, but heaven forbid something were to happen, the luggage gets lost, whatever, and you lose your original receipt, that's not good. I would not take the original receipt with me. I would photograph everything, scan everything. I would email the photo to myself. If you want to take paper, photocopy the receipt, fold the paper, take the paper with you. But I would always leave the original receipt home where it's safe. This is in particular very important for those people who also have insurance against theft. It's good to have your original receipts somewhere safe. But on the journey, while you're traveling, take that photo with you, email the photo to yourself, and that's that. If you've enjoyed my tips, thumb up this video, subscribe, and I hope to see you all soon in my next video. For all us lovers of these luxury giblets, what else are we going to do but try to find ways to stay safe with them and to be able to enjoy them for many more years to come? That's all we kind of could ever wish for, really. Love you loads. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Subscribe, thumb up the video. Bye. Mwah.